In our weather center tracking exactly what these impacts could mean for us within the next 24 to 48 hours, Katie.
That's right. This time tomorrow night, we'll start to see those tropical storm force winds arrive. So bottom line, you have about 24 hours. Get those final preparations done. Get to the store. Make sure you have gasoline in your car, that kind of thing. But as of right now, I am anticipating tropical storm conditions. So we'll take a look at that latest track here in just a minute, though. I want to point out that already we have outer bands from it, even though the center of circulation is still right here to the south of Cuba. That just goes to show how large this system truly is. So even though you'll see that forecast cone, that's where the center of the storm is expected, but we're seeing those impacts stretch hundreds of miles from the storm center. So just something to keep in mind. Okay, so here we go. Those shower storms already creeping up from the south. Notice right now some areas of heavier rainfall affecting Collier County. Right now, though, thankfully, no lightning strikes to contend with, but across 10,000 Islands to Marco Island, we're already starting to add up some of that rainfall in the gauge there. From Estero to Fort Myers Beach across Estero Island at this point, just seeing some of that lighter rainfall. And the very latest, as of 11 o'clock from the National Hurricane Center, this storm has strengthened a bit, and it's doing exactly what we expected it to. It will continue, unfortunately, to get stronger, likely becoming a major hurricane, a Category 3 overnight tonight, even as it interacts with western Cuba. So gust right now to 125 miles per hour as it emerges into the southern Gulf of Mexico tomorrow. We are expecting it to intensify even more so, possibly reaching Category 4 strength. Now, again, this is the center of the system, but we are seeing tropical storm force winds extend about 115 miles from the storm center. And that's why we are expecting tropical storm conditions here starting late tomorrow night, right around this time, 24 hours from now, especially Wednesday into Thursday. Now, at this point, we are expecting a slowdown later in the forecast track from Wednesday into Thursday. And as this system slows down, basically, if it decides to take its sweet time moving off toward the north, we're going to be dealing with some of those gustier winds through more of the day on Thursday. So at this point, we just need to wait to see if this system actually does slow down as potential as what we are currently looking at in the forecast. Now, another update that we did just get in. Notice basically the entire area at this point under tropical storm warnings. We did see those expand for the rest of Collier County, Hendry, as well as Glades. And this simply means that those tropical storm force winds are now likely. And again, within the next 24 hours is when we can expect those wind gusts to really start to pick up here in Sarasota County. That's where the hurricane warnings are, and those extend farther off toward the north right there in purple. Hurricane watch is currently in effect for Charlotte as well as Lee County. So when we can expect the onset of those tropical storm force winds, looking right here at that yellow that indicates those winds 39 to 57 miles per hour. Also orange, that's the upper threshold of a tropical storm. And then notice that red. That red is where your hurricane force winds are, and those are mainly going to stay offshore and away from us. Nonetheless, we're going to see those strong winds through the day on Wednesday, continuing into Thursday. It looks like Sarasota County, that's where we're going to see that potential for those hurricane force winds. Flood watches, of course, in effect. We are expecting widespread heavy soaking rain between now through the day on Thursday. At this point, I think we're going to see some of those bigger totals directly along the coastline. So anywhere from 5 to 10 inches of rainfall to be expected. And of course, if it slows down more so, we could see some of those bigger totals, especially farther toward the north. As for your storm surge from Bonita Beach up to Inglewood, we're looking for a storm surge of 5 to 8 feet. So directly along the coastline, that, of course, is going to be a big concern. As we head into tomorrow, we will continue to see those showers and storms build up from the south. But again, it's not until late tomorrow night that those winds will really start to pick up. At this point, it looks like the worst of that weather is really going to be Wednesday into Thursday. So you want to make sure, if you can, hunker down, stay off the roadways, and just hang out inside for a couple of days. Tropical storm conditions likely Wednesday into Thursday, then improvements.